I'm very, very extremely sorry that I have just
I think
hello. I think that now you are able to listen. I don't know what is happening today. So
I think I
now
think
Mr. Pushkar is with us and he is just going to talk with us and he will just tell you each and everything. And if I talk about this person, then he has much more experience in the field of English. Even he has also knowledge of not only in India. If you go in any sector of India, then definitely he would be able to give answer. So I would like to request you all that those who want to ask after 5 minutes, you can just put your question and Mr. Puskar will give answer to each and everyone. So first of all, Puskar, you just tell me what is your experience in the field of English. And before that, you have to just tell your brief introduction. So please start.
so. Thank you, sir, to showing me in this platforms from Bihar University to subject of the sociology. Uh, I have given lots of time in the field of English, like learning, teachings, both sector. I have given times. Then I completed to proper performance in the field of English. When we are starting to learn anything, then we thinking about we can learn very easily. But anything when we are learning, they will take according to their requirements. Doesn't mean that we are learning to very soon. It will focus to point that what is the need of time in the learning phase and how much time you are giving that will. Then it will so that when you are taking to result of in the field of English, like any language, any things we are learning, so they are taking to language, they are taking times. Similar was to my experience in the field of English. I was learned to lots of time. I take to lots of time from the learning field of learning in the English. Then I perform matters. Now I'm teaching in the field of English. My every subjects they are uh, they are moved into the English field, English mediums. I am written to whole exam in the English mediums. My my primary education was from to Hindi medium to English mediums. I covered to everything. I realized in the years of the 12th class that English is the importance. Why? Because of that, when we are sit in the examination of the 12th class, there I realized that I know the answer of the every question, but I couldn't able to write on the answer on the answer sheet. That's why I feel that I am missing to something that was the language of English. That's why I did focus on the field of learning English, and now I am able to make everything in the in the language of the English.
Very good. And first of all, I would like to tell all audience if you have any kind of question, then please ask one by one. So before asking them, I would like to ask one question that what is your future planning and what do you want to do in future and what's the reason?
Uh, My future plan is so hard, but I have some like a backup plan is also, because of that when we are chasing to be a big mountains, then you are also thinking about to the point of the mountains. So simple. I want to, my first point that I want to be a successful businessman. I am coming that family. They are working in the field of business. So my motive in the field of business. But I have a backup is that I am pursuing to postgraduate. Long. I have a huge amount of education regarding to be administrations. Then I that's why I want to be a that's why I want to be a, attend to be a UPSC examinations in the next years, and in this years 70 of the PCS Bihar PCS I will attend, and
But as you know that it is said that if a business, if you can say that in the family member, if your father is businessman, then definitely their son also become businessman. So your father is also in the field of business. Then why
yeah,
don't you want to make career in the field of business? What's the reason?
like my father is also a businessman. My grandfather was also a businessman. So I couldn't able to go in the field of business. Then I have a secondary option to the go in the government sector. Like in the business, what is happening that in the when you are starting to the business, then you have a need to huge amount of the money. Then how will you spend the money? Then those persons they want to become in the businessman. Firstly, they are need to be working in the any company, yeah, any like a government, yeah, private sector doesn't matter. Acquire to money in the private matters. Then you will become a businessman.
So you want to make career in the field of UPSC and BPSC. What's the reason that and what has attracted there?
I think that I motivated regarding to be a UPSC. That's there. Like I already told it. I am a business-minded person. I has to need to money lots. That's why in the field of UPSC has a money. My first priority. Second is the powers. 2 point is the most.
But you will get limited salary there, na?
Yeah, I think when we are going to be a government sector of workings, their higher paying amount is the UPSC is paying to higher amount of the compared to other jobs.
But still that will be the fixed amount, na? But if you have told that I am a business minded person, and
Yeah,
if a person is business minded and he makes career in the field of business, then definitely he can earn lots of money as compared to those
yeah.
person who are working
I,
in the
I
field of
want,
UPSC and BPSC.
yeah, I want to go in the UPSC or BPSC sectors. Not a whole life of the times. I want to be a minimum times serving to the 5 years, 7 years. In the long period of time, I want to be going the business.
So after that you want to come in the business also.
Yeah.
Audience, if you have any
That
kind of question, please ask. If you have any kind of question, please ask. All audience are requested to ask question. Okay. Now, just tell me that the best memorable moment of your life, which you can't forget till in your whole life.
I think that lots of moment they are memorable, but I am I'm expecting to that date couldn't able to get, so I am pursuing. I am working on that field. So lots of small moment I enjoy to the all moments, and I think that a special day of my life that will be my birthday. So those day I got a born in my family. That day will be special, and that place will be a special place for my life.
Okay. And whom you like most in your life?
Whom you like? I think I'm inspired from my father.
Why?
Because of
And what
that.
does your father say?
Because of that, my father is a capitalist persons. They are thinking about the maximum time of the business, power, paisa. That level of thought, similar thought of mine. That's why I'm inspired from my fathers, and I learned lots of things from my fathers. Like my father always told that regarding to money, that money you can lose to money in the business field, but You always take to patience and always try to maintain your character good. If your character will be lost, then in the business will be the end of your life.
How much do you follow this line?
I always try to follow, and I always follow. I always make my personality as strong in the
So do you
everyone's.
think that are you successful?
No, sir. I have expectations. I couldn't able to achieve to it. So I never say that I am successful. But I those have achievement on that level. I must succeed.
Okay. Now there are lots of students who wants to speak in English, but they are not able to speak in English. What is your suggestion for them?
I think that if you want to any language, doesn't mean you are learning English or other language. Any language will take a time, patience. If you are able to give a time and patience, proper focus and regularity regarding to your field of language, then you can learn. Like take to example of the baby or any baby, they are what is their learnings? They are living on that environment. They are easily learned because of that. Their environment they are supporting. So similar baby, they are those who are living that environment. Similarly, you also make an environment regarding to it, and always try to think and try to speak of the language those who are learning. Like you
So
want to be.
how many days is required to learn English
I
if
think
a person is very bad in English?
I think that 3 months is focused on the basic grammars and 3 months with the grammars. You should try to speak of English language and after 3 months you give to polish of the English language. So 6 months is enough for to learning of English.
So where should I go for policing? Because I don't have any kind of environment.
Like we don't have an environment. Like lots of students, they are saying that we don't have an environment. So I will say that you are starting to hear any language, any like any books, you convert into the English, Hindi to English. If you are able to convert into Hindi to language, for some month you face to problem. Slowly, you can understand to what is written on that books. If it's a secondary matter, but firstly learn to the grammaticals thought. Because of that, in the field of language, if you don't have a basic knowledge of the grammar, like you couldn't able to couldn't able to make the structure of the make the structure of the language, then couldn't able to make a sentence. If you are able to make a sentence, then you can able to speak.
But how can I make environment? For environment, where should I go so that I can practice my English?
Like if in nowadays, if every area has any institutions, any coaching systems, they are providing to lots of opportunity. But after that, lots of students they are saying that I am spending to library in the lots of times, maximum time in the library. Then I would say that online system is a good. Second thing is that learning mode you should change in the English to Hindi to English, and you should try to talk with your friends, those who are able to speak in English. You should talk.
So do you think that online mode can help to speak in English?
I think that online mode can help to the making a structure of the grammatical. They can correct. They can make to
We
perfect.
can correct
But
the grammar,
if you,
but
but I
for
will say that
speaking,
if
where should I go?
But I will say that if you want to show, because of that, learning a language is not a matter. Showing to language, showing to personality in the field of language. That is the matter. I am convincing to someone to my English language. That will be a matter. So your personality will be a matters after to learning a language. If you are able to speak a language, but you are speaking the front of mirror, that will be not showing to the front of the public. You will face to the publics. Then you will show that what is the confusion and where we are facing to hesitations. So showing to your confidence, showing to your personality, in the publics, then that need have that level of confidence. We have need to take a class and take to that level of environment. Like if we want to be a public speaker, then we have need to be a class. That how we
Okay.
can speak.
Is there anyone who has question, who wants to ask question? Is there anyone who want to ask question? Then please ask. I'm just waiting for your question. Okay, Pushkar, you have just given lots of things and how to speak also. But I would like to again ask same question that for speaking, for public speaking, to remove hesitation, where should I go?
I think that lots of students they are saying that we are facing to hesitations. One of the quotation was saying to a great philosopher, that is the Osho Rajni said that किसी चीज में आपको डर लगती है तो उसे करके गुजर जाओ. Then I will say that similar thing. I will say that if you are facing to hesitations to come on the podiums, yeah, showing your personality in the front of publics, then you try to give a time on the podiums and you should try to spend a time in the front of public. Slowly you feel that that person in front of me, they are like a similar to me, that not they are judging, then I am also able to good judgeable persons, good students. That's why person they are judging to me.
But do you need? Do you think that grammar is also important to speak in English?
I will say that basic grammar is very important to speaking English.
Basic grammar means
Basic
in
grammar to
basic grammar,
like
where should I focus? On which topic we have to focus?
like I will say that how we can construct two structures sentence. That will be a matter for the making a sentence. We have a need to be a subject object as well as two verbs, and verb forms is the most important, and corrections of the tense commanding is the most important. If we don't have a command on the tense, then we couldn't able to speak uh, any basic of the sentence or basic of the lectures.
How did you learn English? Can you share your experience? What was your English and how are you going out? How did you improve yourself?
I think that in the earlier time of the learning, earlier of the paging, learning of the page of English language, on that time I did focus on the basic. Like I have a book regarding to the OP Thakur's, KP Thakur's, I think, book. That was the Hindi to English. They are teaching that how we can make a sentence Hindi to English language. There I did focus and I did try to make a sentence. And maximum time I did explain to the listening way. If I after I able to make a sentence, understand the sentence, then I did start to be listening a lot, like newspapers, uh, news, those who are printed media and digital media, both I did adopt, and I did work of that. And now I am my all subjects are in the medium of English. I am studying in the English. I am teaching in the field of English. So now I'm not facing a lots of problems in the field of English. Now I'm
Okay, next question is that to face any GD or means group discussion, or you can say that a debate, what should be done and how to prepare ourselves?
like when before to group that any topic in your side, you always try to choose the positive point of regarding to topics, and always those who in front of you in your group your group, then you always try to inquire to negative point there they can live in front of us. In the group debate, what is happening that always you want to be a win the group in member, those person in the member of your group always say that those who topic you, then you always try to choose to positive point and a strong point. There can we never left, and those who topic has to be opposite side, then always try to negative point to choose of that topics. similar things they can be follow to be opposite side. Then we can learn to group discussion that what is the negative things and what is the positive things of regarding to topics. Then will be a matters. Then debate will be also successful, and your thought will be also clear, and you can learn some things from your debates. Other than other than you are doing to gathering in the debate, that is the like, I think it's a failed point of the groups.
Okay, Pooja, Akash Gupta, what do you want to say? Please say. Pooja has asked one question, but you have told that basic grammar is necessary. So according to Pooja, she is saying that basic grammar is not solution for talking in a proper way. If we don't know advanced grammar, then how we can talk or survive?
Like uh, I am sharing my experience regarding to her questions. I was able to. I met one of the. I think your network performing to poor. My network quality is too much good. So I will say that regarding to her question, one of the my experience was what is happened with me. I met one of the girls. She was to a senior from to JNU Delhi. She met to me, and I did try to talk with her. She always tried to. She was always try to speak a phrasal word as well as phrasal words, and she was also using idioms in their sentence. So I will say that when any persons, those who are intellectuals, they are working a lot of time in the field of English. They are we can understand to sentence what they are saying, but we will try to give a basic levels of the sentence. Then she was saying that in the foreign country how we can survive to the advanced language. Like a Britisher, they are also speaking to be a very easily way of the grammaticals. There are some words they are using to be a difficult, but when we are expanding our time in the field of field of the Britons, here we can understand that what is the meaning of the word slowly, slowly. Like in the our life, lots of English, but their Hindi meaning we couldn't able to understand to Hindi meaning, but we can understand to the English word. Then what is saying to what is the meaning we don't going to the translate to that, but we able to understand to English meaning. Similarly, we are going to be any foreign country. Yeah, we are talking to the any foreign persons, any mode. Then we found out what the person actually they want to say. And someday we can say that someday we are facing to be a problems, but after we can grow like that. Person who has confusion that we are facing to be advanced level of the foreign country. Like in the every country to country, accent will be a change. Word using to a word system will be a change. Like one of the German person will be a different level of the words, and British person will be a different level of the words. Like we are doing to part of the multinational company, we are adapting to the customers of theirs. Then we find that one customer are coming for to Israel, one customer are coming for to the France. They both accent both accent are different. Both words using to a word system are different. So there we can cooperate. If we have a basic knowledge, then we can cooperate. Like I'm giving you example of the basic student. There we are going to a teaching like. Teaching in the field of English, in the medium of English, science is easy. But when we are going to be a teacher of the literatures, there we are facing to a problem because of that. There we are teaching to the different of author of the books. one of the chapter different of the author, second of the chapter different author. One of the author they are coming for to Britain, second author they are coming for to Germany, a different country. So there we can easily found that ki, all country of the author their mentality the different, pronunciation is the different, thinking power is different, how they are putting their thought in the literature they are different. Like when in the field of Hindi, I can easily convince that those who are English speaking persons, I convince that like in the Hindi book we are Hindi literatures book when we are studying, then found that like some author are आधुनिक author in the modern letter, आधुनिक letter. Some are the Chayavadi, some are the ancient author. So every person their thought are the different. They are putting of the sentence are the different. So there we can find similar. Her question was that how we can survive in the country. Like if we are learning to we lots of things regarding to any country, then in the other country will when we are sending to the other country, then we will face. So never say that learn to large level, high level of the suddenly. I will say that I will guess that suddenly never learn high level of the grammar, because you should try to make a basic grammars and basic structure in the earlier stage. After the polishing of your language, then you should learn to be a modern level of the English language. Like you can never learn to be all theory of the English grammar, and we are not able to learn of the all the English words. So those who what we are able to speak, those who are in mind used to that words, used to that sentence.
I hope that Poojaji, you have been satisfied. If anyone has much more question, then please ask. I am waiting for your question. Okay, now I would like to ask one question to you, Puskar. That uh, in India, do you really think that English is very important?
I think that in the modern time, English is very important. I will say
How
because of
can you
that,
say that?
everything they are working on the online mode. They are all things are going to be digitalized. Like we anything like one of the friend we are chatting with our WhatsApp in the medium of the English. If we don't have a idea regarding to the alphabetical orders, then couldn't able to get to someone. Like we are buying to any things of the kitchen item to any grocery shop. There we are there we are like reading to the descriptions of that food. Then they all descriptions written in the English medium. So I will say that. English is very important, but if you are living in that environment, that environment will be also for suitable for that will be also impact for your life, and that will affect your also life. And the secondary language in the English will be always in the India. We like lots of persons they say that it's a British language, a different language. I will say that it's a secondary language. It's a better for the every person. Like in the phase of working, where we are going to couldn't able to be a thing that like this world is a full of lies, where we are talking couldn't able to things where we will work in the future. Couldn't able to things now. So secondary language is English. Is a second. Is a most important.
So again, I would like to ask one question to you. That the question is that uh, what would you like to say those who are not knowing English? They should learn English or not? And what would you like to say those kind of person who are thinking that English is a secondary part?
I think that English is a secondary. It sentence will be a different, but those who are not regarding to be serious of the English, I will say that future will be a disturbed to their self, and future time will be a disturbed. Like when we are going to be any hospitals, then we are firstly we are in the checkpoints. They are giving to be a given to be a like a the medicines of the medicine list, they all are coming in the English field. Like any judgments, they are coming in the field of English. Political statement, they are coming in the English media, English field. Everything's like is the English language is going to be a part of the every human's life. So we can never ignore to it. And I will say that those who are ignoring, but their future will be a survive. But I will say that those who are thinking that their life is not important for English, their life is not in their life English language is not important. But I will suggest that your children always try to, when you will go to as a parents, then always try to your children teach as English language, because of that it will be a future. Like in the farmers, then we are going to be a study about the farming sector, yeah, agriculture sectors. Then we found that every fertilizers descriptions, how much quantity we can use, they are written in the medium of English. So every sector has to need of the English language.
Okay, what are the ways to learn English?
Lots of ways. Language, if we are learning to any language, then like I will never say that only for the English. Any language, if you are learning similar mode of the every language, then learning is a different way. Then we will say that read a book, give a time to fill up that language, create to environment regarding to it. Write like anything you are thinking in the medium of English. Like every those who person, I will say that those who are no, never able to grow the English language, I will suggest that in the sleeping times, half hour of the time, you always try to be when we are going to sleep in the near of the bed, always try to be one of the copy and pen, put on the copy and open to light and think that what did you do in a whole day, and tomorrow I will share with us, sir, and write on the copy. Then you will think that within a week you should try to how we are. You will feel that how we are able to construct English sentence very well, and on that time you will feel that we are thinking that that is the result of my sentence. That's why the book. So always try to think anything in the medium of English. Like for instance, what is happening that in the when I was learning in the English, what was doing that any leaders they are speaking in the English Hindi, I was doing to be a translate in the English. That if I will be a friend of that leader and how I can uh, conveyed to the person in the medium of English. Like who leader was speaking in the medium of Hindi, but I was trying to speak in the thinking about the English. Then in the time I did try to make a sentence. That is a very easy form of the learning of any language.
Okay, so he has just given you one good suggestion to you all, that before going to sleep, just have one copy or pen beside the bed, and just whatever you have done from morning to night, please write each and everything on daily basis. Means diary writing should be there. And if you are maintaining this habit, then definitely your English will be good, and you would be able to express each and everything in your own words. So it is very good habit if you are going to do like that. So please try to just do this thing for 1 month. You will see changes. And if you are not going to see that change, then definitely you don't do like that. But first of all, you just go for 1 month and you just see that definitely changes will come. And this is the way to do like that. So, Mr. Pushkar, lastly, what would you like to say?
Lastly, I will say that if you want to be a career, if you want to be a career in the A plus of the job, yeah, A grade of the jobs, then we have a need to be a focused focus to any language, focus to the English language. Like if we want to be a work of the A plus grade of the job, yeah, A grade of the jobs, then we have a need to be a then we have a need to be focused on the English language. And I will say that before to learning of the English language, mind is the most important. Mind work is the most important. If we will control of our mind and put of the mind of any words, then our mind will be a word. and our mind will be a focus on the field of language, English language, then we can easily learn and we
Do
can
you
learn different things.
do you want to say
Uh,
something lastly?
like lastly, I will say that what your mind will think you will do. So always try to control your mind.
Thank you, Pushkar, for joining us today. And you have just given lots of suggestion. And I would like to tell all the audience that if you are going to just take suggestions from today's activity, then definitely you can just improve your English because English is passion. And if you have passion to learn English, then definitely you can just improve a lot and you can do anything. But it needs consistency as well as regularity and have patience. Patience is very important. It's not a one day game that you are just coming and joining any live classes or joining any institution. You can be a fluent speaker in 1 month or 1.5 months. It takes time to improve each and every areas. And for that, how much you are sincere, how much you are honest, that is very, very important. And if you are just following all the guidelines which has been given by teachers or follow all things honestly, then definitely slowly you will learn English very well. And this is the simple way to learn and to write each and everything. So I hope that you all will just do whatever the session has been given by us today. And thank you, Puskar, for joining us. See you
Thank you,
and
sir.
good night. And thank you all for joining us. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.